How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AngelsBobs Plus, episode 21. In the last episode, we started kind of blueprinting out where we're going to put our rail, kind of our train network, and yeah, hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Let's see. I think we wanted to move, yeah, some things. Let's just say... So what we want is essentially a input-output. Instead of attaching directly to the main line, we are having a separate, so that way we don't bog down the actual main. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that designed, I guess. Okay. I should have a T-junction somewhere in here, right? Yeah. Create a copy. So just say like that. Right. Obviously, actually, this isn't the T-junction I want. I have a newer one that I've used. I don't think I have it, unfortunately. I mean, no, it doesn't look like I have it blueprinted. That's unfortunate. I will have to get it between episodes from the other world. Oh well. Well, it still serves its purpose, at least. So... we saw with this... so the leftmost side is going to be somewhere over here. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and do... okay. So that's a space of 2, so 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Something like that. Yeah, so we're just wanting to try to get things to line up as best as we can. Just so it looks a little bit nicer. Ask, see how it doesn't quite line up. So let's go ahead. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't look nice, but like this will still function properly, but I would prefer it to look nice too. Almost. Sometimes the train widgets are not the nicest to work with. Let's notice here how it's almost like a 3. Actually, I think it's this one that's not. Yeah. There we go, that's a more consistent middle one, and then kind of similar here. Yeah, see how these are more like on the diagonal, where these ones are more of a curve? It's kind of what we want to try to avoid. Oh, stop sneaking. One more. Yeah, there we go. So let's just see if we can get it to match this one as well. Not quite. It's always finicky trying to get the rail to just match correctly, especially with ghost images. I'm gonna have to do here. Or, you know, just do... radius should... Yeah, see, because that's gonna look really weird if we did this one. I want like there, but I want it to turn slightly. Rails just don't like me. We'll just do this for now, and then we'll fix it later. Alright, so then... Okay. Let's remove pretty much to about there. Okay. Let's go ahead and figure out where we're putting... choose out. So only that one, or this one. Do this straight away. So let's go ahead and figure out where. So we gotta try to line up the rightmost side here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and place it about there. Which means trains are gonna sit here, which should be fine, because power is not ever gonna go higher. So if we look kind of about where things are gonna lay, yeah. Yeah, the only annoying thing is we can't flip these because they have rail signals and they don't flip nicely, which is unfortunate, but we can just take a copy without the rail signals and then basically copy the rail signals over. But yeah, so that's basically our trains. So we'll have 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and then we'll have a couple more. And there should be enough room for us to route everything through this section. We'll definitely have to look, though. Actually, we should, because that looks like that's the bottommost. Which, if we just ghost image a bunch, yeah, we'll have plenty of room to route the other ores and stuff that we need. Let's go over here. Setting up rail networks are definitely a little bit time consuming, at least if you don't have blueprints, and if just depending on how you want them set up too. It's just a little bit time consuming. Definitely once you have blueprints kind of established, it does become easier. I always like to try to explain kind of my thought process for why I'm doing what I'm doing with my trains. The main reason I'm having it come down here instead of just attached to the main line is so we don't bog down the main line with trains. Obviously, trains could back up over here in the T-junction, but they shouldn't in theory, because there is a little bit of a built-in stacker for each. So we'll have about 3 to 4 trains running at any time. And we can increase that number as the rail distance from the mines to the depot here gets greater, because we can, in theory, have more trains in transit. And we can also have stackers at the other end of things as well. It just depends. But because we are going to be storing... Sorry. Because we are going to be storing ore, we're only going to probably have 3, maybe 4 trains at any one time, just because the trains themselves will act as a buffer. Alright, so let's see. Do we have any more rail being made? Yeah, we have some. It's not really happening because of iron, right? Why is iron slow to a crawl? Iron is slow to a crawl because this is slow to a crawl. Okay, so let's get this making as much as we can. Oh, and Javolite is ran out as well. Okay. Let's grab our car. Let's go grab whatever Javolite ore we've mined, and then let's make sure that we plug in as much Sapphirite as we have mined. So down to the land to the south. Hopefully without hitting any power poles, pipes, trees, or anything else that I can think of. Let's pick up the rail first. swing over here. I will say having the construction bots is nice for something like this, where we want to just pick up all the mining drills. Also, just pick things up. Don't need to have power there anymore. We'll go ahead and grab as much as we can. So now let's head over to the Chipotle. Should be, yeah, down over here. Yeah, I mean, not a lot. Before we go running through blueprint land, I will say, when you run through this area and you have a lot of blueprints down, or really anywhere in your base, and you have the nanobot construction turned on, yeah, it's not fun. So let's go ahead and deposit all of that and that. Oh, wow. I'm like, what did I hit? I hit a lake. No, let's head here and deposit all the Chipotle we have. Alright. So that should get us temporarily more iron. We will, of course, expedite this process. Just so that way we can have as much mining potential on this as we can. Okay. Route that. Like so. Eventually we'll have this blueprinted and we'll have robots. Once we get personal roboport. The reason I don't use the nanobots for this is because nanobots are a little bit expensive right now, and I just don't feel like using them for this particular purpose. And we'll go ahead and do that, like that. Like that. It is not necessary for us to sort into this warehouse anymore because, well, there will be a little bit of mixture up here to the northeast on the Rubyite patch, but down here this isn't mixed, so we don't need to put it in. I could actually better this though. Really? I don't... I didn't mean to take that radar up. Rushed. I thought we picked up Bob. Maybe not. Maybe we did. We picked up 3. Alright, that should, yeah, put in a lot more. Alright, well, back up to the north to get some of the track working. Oh, preferably without hitting. Switch to that just so we can repair. And switch back to that. Let's head back up here. I mean, luckily it's not too far. So, this order of trains doesn't, I say it doesn't really matter, but it will once we get a few more things placed. We are going to need landfill. Quite a lot of it, actually. So let's actually start filling in. Some people view landfill as cheaty, and they kind of did when it first was added. And in a way, I kind of agree it is, but there are instances where I find it extremely useful. For instance, this. Yes, it does make every factory a little bit less unique, because you can just fill in land. But at the same time, I view it as a very nice useful tool, right? Similar to, I guess, infinite ore patches, but they all have their own perks, you know, like pros and cons, so it's why I would use them over not using them. But I personally like using landfill. I try not to, like, overly use it. For instance, like, I'm not gonna, like, oh, let me build onto this lake, right? I already have a tiny island, make a tiny gap, or like a walled entrance, build on the island so that biters can't physically get me except for this tiny little section, and just kind of do that. I mean, you could. That'd definitely be an interesting playthrough. But, I mean, in all honesty, once you get more experienced as a Factorio player, I feel like most of your factories look pretty similar, just based off of your build style and how you organize things. It's, no more things we've got to build over here. But I feel like that's going to be true with anything you do, whether it's programming, cooking, painting. I feel like everything's just going to be similar, right, to you. And yeah, sure, every factory does look a little bit the same. We do have some more landfill being, I lied, we don't have any landfill being made because I don't have any stone going into it. So the order of this is going to be plugged into, did I grab it? I don't think I did. It's going to look like this. This monstrosity is our, not ore sorting, but ore storage facility. It gets plugged in about here. And then from here we can expand it, not infinitely, because it is hemmed in on the left and the right, but we can expand it to the left and right, just for storage purposes. So we could say that. And then we can see where the ores are coming in. So the top two are this one. And that will flow down and over here and plug in. So this will be sapphirite, stereotyte, rubyite, and we can see that up here. So it's going to be sapphirite, stereotyte, rubyite, space, something else. We do have to rework this a little bit, just because the yellow undergrounds. This was, I must have had I want to say it was extreme belts or something that changed the length of the yellow to 6, but we'll have to modify this a little bit. But that shouldn't be too bad. But overall, the general idea is this. But yeah, we'll get that going, and then the next one would be Bobmonium, Javolite, and then Chromtinium. Well, oh wait, no, it's not Chrome, it's Crotinium, not Chrome. There's no M. But yeah, so pretty much trains will flow like that. And there is also a storage buffer of using these instead of normal chests, but that's only because the train cars themselves can hold so much. Well, so with that, let's go ahead and figure out what we need to get this going. I mean, we need more rail, but we can at least start to get the Bobmonium one going. So the Bobmonium one is going to be, I believe, this one, actually. Yeah, because that's sapphirite, stereotyte, rubium, or rubyite, and then Bobmonium will be this one. So we need, obviously there are some issues like here, in just terms of how a lot of this is signaled. Are there problems with it? Yes, this is an outdated one that I do need to definitely fix. But it should be fine. I have changed things in another build I've done before. It's definitely not great. I have fixed this blueprint. I just don't have that currently uploaded. I think between episodes I might grab it and change this over before I build anything. So instead of putting a bunch of tracks down, let's go focus on getting tracks made. But between episodes, I'll try to get the correct blueprints and set it up for moving of things. Just so that way I don't build a bunch of things that I have to then tear down. But I'll do that between episodes. This has nothing in it, right? Oh, let's pick it up. I always try to pick up my car now so I don't forget. So we just need more plate, it looks like, up here. So why aren't we getting more? Was it steel we need? Yeah. Oh no, the track. No, the track does need steel. The track needs both. Why aren't we getting more steel? Because steel's trickling in. Why is steel trickling in? Oh, because we don't technically have enough input to be functioning. Even if we hooked up this bottom one, there's just not enough input up here. So there's no point in hooking up a second one. So that just goes back to this. I mean, we did slightly fix it. This will run out of Javolite. Not saying we're going to run out of Sapphirite, but it's going to be problematic for at least a little bit. And the ways we can increase our iron is getting Stereotype going and then getting Chrome or Crotinium going, because they will both output some iron as well. Copper will back up, but that is fine. We have plenty of storage for that. We could also upgrade a few more things, I guess. We'll see. So we can't really get any more iron with that. We just need more. Oh, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just hoover iron myself. Actually, temporarily, let's stop doing research, just so that way play a little bit of catch up. So right now, kind of our biggest drain is research, and we have a lot of research we need to catch up on anyway, like get put down and doing things like oil and stuff. So for now, let's just go ahead and hoover all of the iron so that we can go put it in. Okay, let's grab all that, and then let's do something similar on to the steel. Then in theory, iron should back up, turn the thing off, and then more iron should go to steel, but we'll see. This is definitely more cost efficient steel, which is a little bit better. Not great. No, let's pick up what steel's on the end here. We technically disconnect it so the steel doesn't flow there, but it will back up and then go up anyway. We could turn engines off, because engines are only used in the trains. And then do that. Right. So I'll give us more track. Now we do have some rail signals. We don't have any chain signals. I don't need a lot of chain signals. How many do I have? I only have 5. Yikers. Sure. Make me some then. So I'm gonna need both to get things going. Right. And then as for our first ore, like depot thing, is gonna be this Bodmonium. It is gonna be a little bit odd because it's right next to basically the depot. So the train's not going to be going very far. It's going to basically come out, up, over, in, down, over, down, in, and then just kind of go into a tiny loop. But for more distant ores, like, I don't know. Pretty much most of the ores have something really close. I don't know. I guess the sapphirite will go, over. We could make it one direction, so that the trains aren't all trying to like cross. Basically they come in, flow in, and then out to the right. You could do. we could look at doing that to try to rework this, but like I said, I'll try to get the updated blueprint between episodes, just so that way it works. Let's see, what else can we do in the meantime? We are gonna need a bunch of warehouses. You know what? Before we even do that, we are gonna need more miners. And it all comes back to the iron. Fun. We could... Okay. Just kind of think ahead here. So we could try to push to get this iron ore refinement process, which actually we can't because we need clay brick and bronze because it can only be made in an ore sorting facility too. Well, I know clay brick shouldn't be too hard to get because we get it through here. Unburnt brick, which is just lime, clay, and sand, which is just made from mud, water, and stuff, which is a really easy recipe to do. But the other one was bronze, which I think we have access to. We do have access to bronze, which is just copper and tin, but we don't have tin because we don't have bottleneck, so we can't actually do that right now. Let's just hoover the belt then. Keep hoovering. Just keep hoovering. Just keep hoovering. Because we're gonna need a lot of drills. How's power looking? Oh, plenty, yeah. Plenty, fine. Iron's not ever gonna back up. It's not ever gonna be allowed to back up. Oh. Stop that, we have gears. Forgot, now that we have gears being made, we want to use these gears instead of making them anywhere because these are much cheaper gears by, just by usage amount. 3,000 gears should last me forever. Yeah. So look, now we don't ever have to make the gears. So each drill is in theory a little bit cheaper. Is even functioning, the ones on the end? Yeah, they are. It's just because they're not. It's not fully inputted. I was gonna say we need to change the input over, but we already did to the slightly cheaper recipe. I don't need beakers there. One little autosave. Okay. Is there anything close? No, there's not really any close bombonium. The only close one, I guess, is here, but that one we're already going to be tapping. Let's see what else. I think that's mostly it. Let's see how many track we were able to make with what little bit of iron and steel we injected into this monstrosity up here. Collect all our signals. Collect our rail. Okay. Not too bad. We do have 4 trains, so we have enough. We do need to make cargo wagons, which needs steel. So let's go. Yeah, everything for that. It's always a pain getting the first train network going, but once you get it going, it is satisfying, especially once you get a bunch of trains. I will say that is one of my favorite things to just watch, is kind of in the late game when I'm waiting either for research or just something to progress, or even just craft. Just watching all my trains flow. It really is mesmerizing. So there's the 4 cargo wagons we need. We're going to be doing 2 242s. Some people do 142s, some people will do 121s, some people will do bigger ones. Some people will even just do a 2-4, and then just do one way. I personally like omnidirectional trains just because it makes some of the builds easier, at least for the depots. For an instance like this, again, once I get the updated blueprint, I'm gonna see if I can shift things up a little bit, even to the point of maybe putting this bombonium inside of like this gap right here between the 2 rail segments. See if I can just stick it in between that, and then I'll just probably pump it in with belt instead of an actual train. Then we'll put the rail maybe up here above this. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But the updated one, I believe, has a separate rail line so that the trains enter one direction, flow with a one-directional flow. But for the omnidirectional portion of the train, I like it for just the resource depots. Alright, well, it is that time. So, thank you all for watching. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future episodes or any other videos. If you guys leave a like and comment, question, or concern down below, that is also greatly appreciated, as that helps out the channel, and I like to hear back from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions about me doing something, or have any questions about me doing anything, go ahead and put those down there as well. I think that's it. If you have any questions as to what mods we're using, most of the major ones are in the description. If you need a full list of them, go back to episode 1. About the first 5 minutes or so, I tried to cover them. So yeah. With that, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.